Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. I cannot believe that it is already February 5th, 2024. It's like, okay, well, where did January go? For some people, it lasted 587 days, and for others of us, it seemed like it went by in a flash. And every single Monday, we bring another member of the Leap community forward, and we ask them, like, what are your wins? What are you doing in your company that is assisting you in your growth? Because these ladies are proactively working on their businesses and growing them. And Janiece Rice, our guest today, said, over the last 5 years, the more I narrow down my niche market, the more I realize how I can be more successful because I'm able to get rid of the people that I'm working with that I should not be working with. How many of you feel that way out there, that you're working with people you should not be working with, or maybe you're too far spread out and people really aren't sure about what you do? So, Janiece, welcome to today's spotlight.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Tell everyone a little bit about you real quick. I'd love for them to learn a little bit about you, where you live, what you do, and your company.
Okay. Well, I live in Mesa, Arizona, and I am an accountant. So I went to school for accounting, and then I was a bookkeeper for somebody, and I kind of worked my way up the ladder. And I worked in corporate for a while, and I worked for a CPA firm. And so being in the industry, you just see all kinds of things, and you're like, I think I can do this better. I think I could have something that I have to offer people and small business owners. Who I thought were really kind of getting ripped off a little bit in the industry. So that's why I founded YAME Consulting. I'm on a mission to help as many small business owners with the foundation, because a lot of times they just leave it alone completely because it's not affordable and they don't understand it. And so they just really don't do anything. So I've found a lot of that. And that's why I founded YAME. But of course, if you want to help as many small business owners as you can, and then you're saying yes to everyone and anything and any business in any industry, it really can kind of spread you really far apart.
I'm glad you said that because it really does. Somebody asked me when I was at dinner with them on Saturday night, are you doing too much? And I thought to myself, well, no, I really feel like I simplified my year. It's even on my vision board where I work with a lot of retreat hosts that are needing me to come in and teach. I really love to focus on leadership, right? Communication, your network, your social capital. I love to focus on building events around those, building retreats around those, building communities around helping small business owners, empowering them to be elevated and connected to resources. So I thought to myself for a minute, am I doing too much? And then I said, no,
You're
I'm
doing what you
not.
love.
I'm doing what I love. And I was asking her opinion because her and I worked together in corporate America for a long time. And I think she took me maybe asking the opinion as I was too overwhelmed or doing too much or whatever it might be. I mean, I'm headed to a retreat tomorrow for the rest of the week where I am helping with the workshops, I am teaching, but I get to immerse myself in the retreat as well. So I would say that's a win-win for sure. So Janiece, talk a little bit more about the specifics in your business. You help a lot of small business owners in understanding their finances, bookkeeping, a lot of those areas, or accounting. So get a little bit deeper in that and then bridge that for everyone on how you narrow down your market as an
Okay.
example.
So I like to guide the very beginning, the solopreneur that is just starting their business. So I actually have a guide that I push, which is just it's the 5 things every small business owner should know before hiring a bookkeeper. Because those are kind of like the flags that maybe you're not seeing everything that you should. And so I start there. I start with, maybe you can just do this yourself with a spreadsheet and a shoebox and a tax accountant at the end of the year. But really, everybody should have some kind of an accounting system, whether that be a spreadsheet, which I'm not the biggest fan of, or, Mint or QuickBooks or something. I push QuickBooks Online because That's really where a lot of the small business owners go. And so that's where a lot of the messes I see are, and that's where I specialize. So I specialize in cleaning up the QuickBooks Online messes that either other bookkeepers have made or the small business owners themselves have made. So that's really what that's where I love doing that. That's my passion. Is I haven't found anything in there that I can't fix in QuickBooks Online. And so saying yes, across the board to anything and everything. And when you're first starting your business, that's sometimes what you have to do, right? You need the revenue, you need to get going. So I did do that. But even in the beginning, there were things that I knew I needed to say no to, like manufacturing, um, things that have inventory, because there's actually a lot of things in QuickBooks Online that I say, if you have inventory, you are a manufacturing firm, it's probably not the best place for you to start. QuickBooks Online is great for those solopreneurs. The professional services, which in a way is where I ended up kind of targeting, because I understand the consulting industry. So I understand how to bill for hours and how to track by project. And so I found myself attracted to the other consulting industries and the other professional services industries. And somehow that's really where I built, and where I built the business around without
Yeah.
without noticing that I was doing it. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great. I love when you said, I do not work with these types of companies. I think that is so stellar to say that, because many companies out there will say, oh, no, I'll do that. And it's like, but that's not really your niche. Why? I had a coach one time. I was sitting at a table. They were a business coach. And I had said to the lady that was talking about wanting to become a better speaker, I could surely train her. Anyone at the table could train her. But I said, I have one of the best speaking coaches that I've used that I highly recommend you go to. It's what she does. She's a speaking coach. So she puts on events for speaking. She does individual coaching. She runs masterminds. She does retreats on speaking. Everything's about speaking. And the other person that was at the table said, oh, don't worry, I can train you on that. And I thought, well, that's not your niche. So for me, I stay away from that. I don't need that person to work with me. And for me to go outside of my normal scope to teach them how to speak. Could I train someone how to be a better speaker? Sure. Is it what I do every day? No. So I say, get them to the people that are the experts instead of us, saying, sure, I could do it. Sure, you could do one-off things too. But
Yep.
why do that when you can get them to someone who does that for a living, meaning they have all the tricks up their sleeve. They know way more than you're going to know, and have the time and effort and the patience to work with that individual through that planning.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. And one of the reasons why I'm able to offer fixed pricing is because nobody's paying me to learn anything, right? If I
Yeah.
were to say yes to QuickBooks Desktop, or yes to like a manufacturing company or something like that, I would be rebuilding something. I would be learning something that I don't already know, and
Mhm.
that doesn't work with the business model that I've built.
Yeah, I totally agree. So who are the main companies that you work with? Who's your ideal client, Janiece?
Like lawyers, so
Okay.
independent lawyers that have their own practice, um, real estate agents, not agencies, but agents, insurance agencies. I have several of those. And then kind of anybody that falls into that business services category, that professional services. I am providing a business to business service. I have a few that do consumers like pest control, but that's still kind of business to business. So I do have a lot of B2B professional services. That's where my specialty is.
Okay. I'm just putting that in the comments section. So we have that. So attorneys, realtors, business services, B2B services. We want them to check out YAME Consulting. Obviously, this is what I say. We should be comparing prices and services. There is not a one size fits all out there for CPAs, for someone that does tax, for someone that does accounting, for someone that does bookkeeping. Everyone seems to think there is, but there's not. So we
And you
need to
don't
be very
always
aware of
need a
that.
CPA. Like, you also need to know what it is that you need, right? Do you need a
Right.
tax accountant? Do you need a CPA? Do you need just an enrolled agent? Um, do you need a bookkeeper? So it's what exactly do you need all of them? Because there are people that need all of them. The corporations out there need all of them, but you might only need, a bookkeeper and a tax accountant.
Mm,
If you have a good bookkeeper that knows what they're doing and has an accounting degree, that might be all you need, and that's
yeah.
pretty affordable.
Yeah.
But if you are doing it yourself, maybe you do want a CPA, because maybe you want somebody double checking your work and just making sure that you're capturing everything.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that. That's great information. Tell us about this ebook that you have available, and we'll be dropping that link so everyone has that on YAME Consulting. What are they going to find in that ebook?
So that is the 5 things every small business owner should know before hiring a bookkeeper. So that it's asking you questions that really, if you can't answer, maybe you should hire. And then also what to look for when you are hiring a bookkeeper.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that some people tend to forget that they think the business is interviewing them to see if they're a good fit, but we need to interview the business to make sure they're a good fit for us, right? We know our business. We know how many transactions we do in a month. We know how our cash flow works. Like, I could tell you the ins and outs of my entire business. And then when you tell me how you've worked with other businesses similar to me and how it's structured and how you're going to structure our relationship, then I get to decide if that's going to work for me,
Hmm.
moving forward. And I think that's very important for people to remember. They don't always necessarily have to be in your backyard, right? So, Janiece is in my backyard, but they don't have to be in the backyard. I want everyone to go download that ebook just so you have those questions and you're prepared when you're onboarding someone to take care of your finances in your company. I think it's very important that you have to have somebody you trust. I've seen a
Hmm.
lot of people get screwed over and money's been embezzled and they've lost money.
I've seen
A
it too. It's so
friend of
sad.
mine, yeah, I was just on a marketing cruise with them and he had kind of given control of all of that to someone else in his company and was hands off completely. And they embezzled like $500,000 from him. So, again,
Yep.
that's really a tough spot to put yourself in when you've spent all that time and effort and money in building your company. So, discover your market, know who the companies are that you're working with, and stay in your lane. Is that the best way to say it?
I do. I really agree with that. I like that a lot. Stay in your lane. Do what you're best at.
Yeah.
And then, and grow that and learn that, so you get really good at that.
Yeah. So you have a Calendly link here for us to be able to book with you a 15-minute call. What should anyone expect on that 15-minute call with you,
So
Janice?
you actually outlined it just a second ago, which I
Okay.
loved. It's basically when you get on a call with somebody and you get to know what is it that they can do for you. Are you a good fit? They get to know about your business. So I learn about other people's business. I ask them questions, they ask me, and by the end of it, they know if they need a bookkeeper, a tax accountant, a CPA, if
Yeah.
I'm the right fit for, part of that, or if they might need to go find a full service CPA firm somewhere. So that's what they get out of that call, is really, really good clarity.
Yeah. Well, Janice, I just want to thank you so much for being here today, being a member of the LEAP community. We value your input and what you bring to the community. And I know that the attorneys, realtors, business services, any B2B out there, check out YAME Consulting here in Arizona. It's a really wonderful company headed by Janice and her partner. They're so super honest and truthful and dedicated to making sure that they're serving you and your needs as a company. So, Janice, I'm very thankful to have you here today. And again, Thank you for letting us spotlight you and getting your name out there and getting your company out there to everyone on our LinkedIn pages, our Facebook, as well as our YouTube. Thank you so much for following along. And check out YAME Consulting. We will have all the links for you below, and connect with Janiece if you haven't already on
Please.
LinkedIn, and
Yeah,
become a connection for her.
please. Thank you very much. Thank you,
All right.
Colleen, for having
Thanks,
me.
Janiece. Have a wonderful rest of your week, everyone. And don't forget, be you and be strong. Bye bye for now.